Okay, let's just jump right in with a huge question. What is really going on inside of us when we get triggered? We're about to decode the hidden program behind our emotional reactions and, even better, figure out how to take back the controls. You know that feeling, don't you? Someone says something or gives you a certain look, and bam, you've snapped back before you even knew what was happening. It feels like this automatic program is running the show, a program you never even agreed to install. Well, what if I told you that entire automatic system is based on a kind of internal binary code? A really simple two-part system that basically dictates how you experience these moments. And the best part? As soon as you understand this code, you can actually start to rewrite it. So where do we even begin? The very first thing we have to get is this crucial difference. There's the trigger itself, the thing that happens out in the world, and then there's the part of you that gets triggered. They are two separate things. And just seeing that gap between them, that's your first real step toward freedom. So how did this reactive code get written in the first place? It's not just random. This whole system of automatic responses, it's been built bit by all of our past experiences. Let's take a look at the actual building blocks. So try to picture these building blocks as these tiny little packets of stored energy in your mind. The source material calls them electrochemical compartments. Kind of technical, I know. But basically, each one is a pre-programmed bundle, an action from the outside world fused to a reaction from you. This is the actual thing inside of you that's getting all fired up. So how do these things get made? It's a surprisingly simple three-step chain reaction. First, something happens. An external action triggers you. Second, your ego jumps in and creates a reaction, like anger or defensiveness. And third, and this is the absolute key, that outside action and your inside reaction get welded together and stored as one single inseparable unit. From that point on, every time that trigger shows up, that stored reaction just fires off automatically. And we're not talking about some high-level logical process here. Nope. This is deep. It's instinctual. It's wired directly into the fight or flight part of our ego. Our ancient survival brain. It was designed to be lightning fast, which was great for avoiding tigers, but not always so helpful in a modern conversation. And it's pretty interesting. The source points out that in a wider, more philosophical sense, this whole system of cause and effect, of action and pre-programmed reaction, well, that's what a lot of people call karma. It's this cycle of automatic responses just playing out again and again. Okay, so are we just doomed to be in this loop forever? Are we just puppets of these hidden triggers? Absolutely not. This is where we get to the good part, the way out, the alternative to living on autopilot. It turns out we don't have to be trapped inside that reactive machine. There is a totally different way to engage with the world, a way to actually step outside of all that automatic programming. And that other way is through what the source calls the mind. Now, this is not the same thing as your ego or your intellect, the parts that create all the reactions. Think of the mind as a deeper part of you. It's the calm, independent observer inside, the part of you that can just watch what's happening without getting swept away by the drama. Because in that quiet space of just observing, that's where you find your freedom. You're free from the compulsion to react. And from that calm, detached place, you can actually start to heal those old triggers just by watching them without feeding them any more of your reactive energy. And all of this leads us to this fundamental choice we get to make in every single moment. It's the two core modes of our human binary code. Are we going to live in a state of reaction, or are we going to choose interaction? And man, these two paths could not be more different. On one side, you've got reaction. It's run by the ego, it keeps feeding those old triggers, and it just keeps us stuck in disharmony. But then on the other side, you've got interaction. This path is guided by the mind. It heals those triggers through calm observation, and it leads you straight to freedom and real inner harmony. So what is interaction really? It means you get to experience life directly, for yourself. It's the difference between, say, hearing some criticism and immediately reacting with defensiveness because of some old wound, versus hearing that same criticism, observing it, and then choosing how you want to respond. You're seeing the moment for what it actually is, not what some old trigger is screaming at you that it is. So, why does all this matter? I mean, who cares? Well, this choice you make, reaction versus interaction, it's not just some small mental trick. It fundamentally shapes the entire quality of your life, both what you feel on the inside and what you experience on the outside. And this really gets to the heart of everything. A truly high-quality life isn't about trying to control every little thing that happens to you or avoiding every possible trigger. It's about cultivating a state of inner harmony, no matter what's going on around you. So, how do we actually do that? Here's a really simple way to look at it. When you feel those good, harmonious feelings inside, that's the real you. When those clunky, disharmonious feelings pop up, don't beat yourself up. See them as a flag, an opportunity to learn about a trigger that's ready to be healed. And everything else, everything outside of you, that's just an experience in being human, something to be observed. Now, as we start to wrap this up, let's zoom out to the biggest possible picture for a second. At the most basic level we know of, everything in the universe, our thoughts, our bodies, the stars, it's all just made of energy. But energy on its own is just potential. It's our consciousness, our awareness, our mind. That's the magic ingredient. That's what brings energy to life, giving it form and meaning. Our choice to either react or interact is what directs that energy, literally shaping our reality from the inside out. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Knowing that you have this choice in every single moment, that you have the power to step out of the automatic program, what kind of inner world and what kind of life could you truly create for yourself if you consistently chose the freedom of interaction over the prison of reaction?